6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Boy, our next guest has such a massive amount of information. I feel like I wish we had more time to talk to him. Steve Alten is on the phone. He's the founder of the Adopt an Author reading program. There's one level. It says here at the age of 47, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So there's another totally unrelated level to this interview. He's a New York Times bestselling author. His bio indicated that he had been working on a character, or a shark, I guess you would say, called MEG, for a long time. It says the last 20 years have been a roller coaster ride for Steve Alten. To support his family of five, the author penned MEG from 10 at night till 3 a.m. on weekends. He sold his car to pay for editing fees. He could only wait to see how the book would be received. Long story short, he now has it's optioned for a movie deal. Robin, you're in the movie world, so you know what that means, right? That means that what is now a book could eventually become a movie.
Exactly.
And I should turn on the right microphone so people can hear you. So that is exciting news. And here's what I know here. It says that MEG, and he's going to correct anything I have wrong, which I have probably a lot. MEG is a 70-foot, 100,000-pound prehistoric great white shark. That makes Jaws like a guppy, right?
Exactly.
Do you remember what Jaws? Do you remember what the nickname was for Jaws? It was Bruce. Do you remember Bruce?
Oh yeah, I do. I remember
Big
that.
rubber underwater special effects.
Yes.
BRUSE. Yeah.
Yes.
Steve Alten. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. Thank you. I'm well.
Where are you calling from?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
You're in West Palm Beach. Okay, I thought you were going to be up in Pennsylvania somewhere.
Well, I was born in Philly, but we moved down here about 20 years ago.
Oh, really? Well, good for you. So you're out of that cold. I thought I was going to be saying I was going to try to make you jealous, but I'm jealous of you. You're further south.
Yeah, it's a brisk 65 today.
Do you live near the water?
No. About 20 miles inland.
Oh, okay. Because when I go to the water, that's the one thing. I mean, ever since Jaws, and that was what, in the 70s?
Yeah.
So ever
75.
since, I mean, who can get that out of their mind when you go swimming? And I raised a son the whole time, so you know I don't go swimming with a little boy anymore, but he still goes swimming. So what did you have to do research on this? This is an actual shark that once lived in the oceans, right?
Yeah, Megalodon is a 65-foot prehistoric cousin of the modern-day great white shark. It existed about anywhere from about 20 million years ago upwards, as little as 10,000 years ago. So prehistoric man may have seen real megalodons, or they could still be out there because the ocean remains pretty much unexplored. We've only explored about 5% of the ocean and only less than 1% of its depths. And in the book MEG, the megalodons are still in the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the Western Pacific, 7 miles down, and one man crosses their path and accidentally releases one to the surface.
You have so many different levels, as I mentioned in the opening, so maybe we can get you back one day. But real quickly, how are you doing regarding the Parkinson's?
You deal with what you got to deal with, and I exercise a lot and try to deal with it the way I have to.
Now, the other thing here is, Robin and I speak to a lot of authors, and they're at every level of their career. Some of them are very established, and they became famous when they were younger. I don't know if Dean Koontz counts in that regard, and some started when they were 60, and now they're accomplished, and they're in close to 80. It's amazing, the whole thing. But some of them are still wanting that moment. It sounds like you finally got that moment, even though you've been doing it for a long time. It's not an overnight success story, is it?
No, I've been writing for 17 years. I've got 16 thrillers, 4 New York Times bestsellers, 4 international bestsellers. And I've been left at the altar twice already with MEG, the movie, but this time we've got a green light from Warner Brothers. And we're hoping to make an announcement within the next couple of weeks with the actor, and off we go. The
actor?
Oh, cool.
But nowadays, they don't have to use a big rubber underwater thing. They can do it with computer graphics, can't they?
They can, but I was referring to the human actor. Shark.
And can you name him? Who the person is?
I don't know who it is yet. If I could, I
okay.
wouldn't do it because that I'd get in trouble.
So who would he play? What's the character's name?
Jonas Taylor, who's a marine biologist who used to be a former deep-sea submersible pilot who crossed paths with the Megalodon.
Did you do any of this work in your life?
Deep sea submersible piloting, no, I pretty much escaped that, but I did plenty of research on MEGs, and they were a pretty amazing creature. You know, this is a shark that could bite an elephant in half.
Wow,
And,
I can't do that. So what?
Bite an elephant in half.
I was trying to think if I could do anything close, but I can't. But I mean, so how did this become a fascination of yours? Were you did you want to be a paleontologist when you were younger?
No, I was probably like you. I read the book Jaws, and I loved great white sharks. Did a lot of research on them. Did a lot of reading about real shark attacks. And when I was 35 and struggling to support a family, I came upon a Time magazine article that featured the Mariana Trench, and this is the deepest part of the Western Pacific and unexplored. And I thought, what was that shark that I used to read about with the 60-footer? And I sort of married the two ideas and worked on the book.
I don't know if I'm telling you something that you didn't already know or not, but there's a museum at the University of Florida. It's the Museum of Natural History for the locals, and they have a shark jaw there. A shark. I don't know if it's real or not, but I'm 6'6", and I can stand in the whole thing. It's big enough that whoever
Jaws, a big old jaws.
Big jaws, yeah. What did I say?
Yeah, that would be a MEG jaw. The jaw itself isn't real because they deteriorate over years, but we have the teeth, so the fossilized teeth are probably real.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be an example for those who want to see how big its mouth was.
That would be a MEG.
Yeah, I was like a size of a cookie to that thing.
You are such a positive person. I do love one of your quotes. I don't count the setbacks, only my blessings.
Yeah, I like that too.
Well, you have to keep everything in perspective, and there's always somebody who has it a lot worse than you do, so you have to be thankful for what you have.
Beautiful. So tell me about the Adopt the Author reading program.
Well, when the book MEG came out in 1997, I started getting inundated by email from teenagers who were all saying the same thing. They hate reading, but they love reading MEG. And then I started getting email from teachers who were telling me they were actually using the book as part of their curriculum because it was getting students to read. And then I found out that MEG had been named the #1 book for reluctant readers by the Young Adult Library Services Association, and realized that something was happening and I needed to be part of my backgrounds in education. So I created this nonprofit, and we're now in over 10,000 schools in the country. And for students who are reading the book and teachers who are using the program, they can contact me directly, and I'll email the students, and we'll do in-class conference calls and Skype calls, and it takes it to the next level. But the most important part is that reading a book like MEG makes reading fun for a reluctant reader, and that's the secret to getting people to read.
I'm guessing you're writing for the you that you used to be, the younger you. Am I right?
Well, I always liked to read when I was younger. I just didn't like to read what they were showing in English class. Scarlet Letter, Wuthering Heights, books that were like watching paint dry.
Right.
I wanted some action, so
right.
It's not as important what they're reading as the fact that they're reading.
Yeah.
And there's also a new comedy that's coming out in this year under your pen name, L.A. Knight.
Yeah, we're putting out the paperback version of Dog Training the American Male, which is a comedy about a female radio talk show host who is a relationship counselor, but none of her relationships ever work, and she moves in with her new boyfriend, and things don't go well, so he buys a 100-pound German Shepherd from the pound, and she uses the dog training techniques to train him.
For a while there, I thought maybe we knew her, but when you got to the part about the dog, I was thinking, wait a minute, that's not the same lady we know. Well, you are a great guest, and so happy to have had this chance. Hopefully, we'll be able to have you on again where we can talk longer, Steve. Before we say goodbye, how do we get the book, and do you have a website? Yes,
the brand new paperback of MEG, featuring a megalodon coming out of a wave at a surfer, is available in all stores. It's a 20th anniversary edition. It's never been released before. And my website is www.stevealten.com.
Alten. I'm mispronouncing it the whole time. Alten. Okay. Steve, thank you for being on the air with us today. Definitely come back, okay?
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Pretty nice day today on the cool side. Sunshine and some clouds. Highs in the upper 50s to mid 60s around the area. And partly cloudy and chilly tonight. A low of